You might have been reading a lot about the latest scam that's going on with one of the delivery services that bring food to your door. So I did a little bit of investigation, also did some reading up on this. Let's find out how much of this is real. First off, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about articles that were posted on X, also known as Twitter, also posted on Reddit as well. And it's basically the same article, just copied and pasted. Although I did notice that a lot of the times that this article has been pasted in Reddit was already removed, which raises some flags as to what's really going on here. Although the post on X is still up and going. So what are the key points of this document? Rather than have you read the whole thing, let me just show you all the controversial points that people are talking about. The first one is there's a priority order charge more than regular orders. So when you go to order from Uber or DoorDash or any place else, what's going on? Well, if you do a priority charge, so what the author is saying is that instead of you getting priority for your food delivery, what you're getting is a delay when you choose the regular option of up to 10 minutes. But there's no delay if you choose the priority order, which can cost more. That would be very controversial if it was found out to be true. Another interesting point is that managers treat drivers as resource nodes instead of people. So when they sit around and talk about what are they going to do, what changes are they going to make, they just refer to the drivers as resource nodes, which can definitely make several different employees feel bad about the way that the company is treating these drivers. Now, if there's a late night driver, let's say you're super hungry and you're ordering late night driver who's going to deliver that food has what's called a high desperation score. They're going to be getting a much lower pay than the ones may have been logged on longer or generally don't sign on just at night only. These late night drivers probably have daytime jobs and then they're going to log in at night because they need the additional money. So what the author is saying is that the late night drivers are probably more desperate than people who may log on at other times. The developer claims he is bound by a non-disclosure agreement, which is why he posted from the library. So that way he could create a brand new account, couldn't be tied to anything else. And there was this very strong NDA. He did not want to get sued. So that's why he went to the library to post it. The COO from Uber has actually gone ahead and been contacted and made a statement saying that this is not how things work at Uber or Uber Eats. High tippers are chosen by an algorithm which offers drivers a lower fare. Now, this is also a claim made in this particular document. Not saying it's true, I'm just saying that this is what's in the document. So if you are a very high tipper, then the driver that comes to pick you up may be getting a lower fare to make up for the fact that you're going to tip a lot. And you're probably going to be a desired person to want to go visit to do this drive. So the company ends up making more because of the fact that the driver's getting paid less. Another claim is that the executives sit around with the developers talking about how to squeeze more profit from the drivers most days. They're talking about an extra 0.25%, 0.5%, anything to make their profit higher and their stock go higher with it. The driver's benefit fee goes directly into corporate slush funds instead of to the drivers themselves. And the drivers have no real way of knowing, are they getting this money or not? But the people in the know, according to this article, are saying that it never actually gets to the drivers. Now, many different organizations, websites, and others are publishing this article as true. So is it true? Let's find out. How much of it's true? Let's peel back the layers. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to find out likely which one of these food delivery services or just delivery services in general is this article, is this person claiming. And I chose DoorDash, and here's why. DoorDash has a history of tip controversy. They were sued and they settled out of court for using customer tips to subsidize base pay rather than stacking on top of it. Now, Uber Eats does stack the tips on top of the fee, so they don't do that kind of nonsense. The described term tip optimization model, lowering base pay when a tip is expected, is exactly what that scandal had centered on. Now, another thing that we've seen is the A/B test. This is one of the terms that was used in this document. It was A/B test, where standard orders were slowed. The A/B test is consistent with how DoorDash historically tested pricing and experienced degradation rather than improving their service. So that's another key aspect of why it is that I believe that this is from DoorDash. If you look at the term supply units or assets, that's generally the way that DoorDash refers to their drivers, whereas Uber Eats tends to use earners or partners rather than using the term assets. So this phrase fits DoorDash culture more closely. The desperation acceptance-based throttling. And it's widely reported by the drivers to penalize low acceptance rates, reward new drivers with better orders, and suppress high-value orders once a driver proves they'll accept the bad ones. And that does match some of the complaints, almost word for word, against DoorDash in some of these court cases. The driver benefit fee, this is mostly in California and New York City, are tied to gig worker legislation. And these fees were widely criticized as misleading, not directly paid to drivers, and used to offset regulatory and lobbying costs. DoorDash's branding and rollout timeline aligns more cleanly with this type of description. There has been some questioning of the validity of this article, starting out with this reporter, Casey Newton, from the platformer.news. And Casey did an excellent job going through, actually contacting the person who wrote this, did a DM to that person, and had some DMs going back and forth, which is where Casey had seen some interesting things that you should also know about. Now, Casey says that this is debunked for several different reasons. Developers in general don't talk this way. Going to a library to hide your identity, as an IT professional, I would not go to a library to hide my identity. I could easily hide my identity on my own computer using many different ways. Just to name a few, you could use a VPN, you could use a proxy, you could remote into somebody else's computer and make it look like it's from them and clear all the log files out. There's so many different ways that you can hide your own identity as an IT professional. I certainly would not go to a library. Now, I'm not saying I've ever tried to hide my identity before, so keep that in mind. Reporter contacts the author, and the author posted an AI-generated employee tag as proof. I thought this was kind of amusing. So when Casey had contacted the author through these DMs, then the author had sent back a picture of their Uber ID card, but without the name. Now, Casey was too smart for this, and Casey went and did a lookup on this and found that it was generated by AI. Now, there were a lot of other documents that this author had sent to Casey, and a lot of them were just nonsensical. They looked like they were made up from AI. They looked like they were just fake. There was nothing that looked official like a corporation would actually have. So we've got our light bulb moment. The bottom line is that parts of the story may be generally true. Now, I say that because of all the court cases. If you are an employer that gets sued a lot from your employees, then it's probably because some of these things are generally true. And even some of the things that were stated in this article were word for word from these court cases. However, this author likely fabricated or at least sensationalized what's going on at either DoorDash or some of these other places. My guess is, again, DoorDash, by a disgruntled customer or former employee. They knew enough to put in enough of the terms, or maybe they just used AI for it, to be able to make it sound as reasonably true as possible until you actually peel back what's going on. So that is my opinion based on my research as well as Casey's research that this is likely a fabricated document, but based on court cases, it looks to me like a lot of these different companies could do better for their employees. Thanks for watching.